Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show. We are best friends who keep our finger on the pulse of the culture. I'm Scottie Beam.
And I'm Sylvia Obell. And on this show, we talk about it all, from our favorite actors to our favorite affirmations.
From black joy to black drama.
And just a sprinkle of Caucasian chaos every now and again.
Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show, where we speak our minds like it's our full-time job and have so much fun doing it. I'm Scottie Beam. Back in Mexico, girls.
Like she never left.
Mexico, like I never left.
And I'm Sylvia Obell. I this time I am in Mexico with her. Okay. And we have also been everywhere else. You understand? We have been to London. We have been in New York at CultureCon. Hey, friend, how are you doing? How have you been feeling about our travels?
I am traveled out. I'll tell you that. I think this is my last travel until I really park it for a few months. But so far, it's been great. It's been an amazing experience. It's been incredible, extremely fast October. October really has somewhere to go. Okay. So let's start with like CultureCon. CultureCon was incredible. It was something that, like, first of all, I think both of us we've done CultureCon separately, but doing it together, we've never done that before. And that was it was an experience. I was so happy to be doing the stage with you and Dr. Joy, because that's my favorite doctor. So for her to get on the stage with us and talk about sisterhood and talk about making new friends, and her affirmations were on point. You haven't met all the people that will love you yet.
Ooh, that was a bar. The crowd said,
bar.
So, yeah, no, it was great. It was so fun to do it with you. Like all the encouraging. It was very loud.
Very loud and very colorful. I loved it. It was vibrant. It warmed me up. It made me so happy. CultureCon is really one of my favorite events ever, though. Like whenever it comes, even if I'm not doing anything with CultureCon, I'm coming because it's such an experience. Everybody is there with love and wants to show love or, get love. Like, it's just a very loving event with a bunch of Black people, and I will never miss it. So yes, we did that, and then
we crossed the pond
on a plane and went across the pond to London.
Yes, for Spotify. Who included us on in their Radar program this year. It's the first time that they've ever done it with podcasters, so we're the inaugural class of the podcasters. Yes. It also includes songwriters and artists traditionally who Spotify decides that they will feel like are doing cool things and want to promote and push up. And we're happy to be part of that tribe. Shout out to Gil and Joyce and Amber at Spotify for putting our names down and having us be a part of this. And if you happen to be in New York in the next couple weeks, next couple weekends, you may see two faces you recognize on a billboard over Penn Station.
Absolutely. Penn Station. Right on top of, for my New Yorkers, where Forever 21 used to be on that corner. It's right across the street from Macy's. That's where it is. My mom already came and saw it, child. My mom drove by to double check.
Not to double
up, and she was like, it's up. I see it. And she took a video. She took a picture. All of that good stuff. So yeah, it's definitely up there. It will be Sylvia's first? It's your first billboard.
My first ever billboard. I have never in my life thought that would happen. So it's so crazy. And for all the Jersey girls, y'all know Penn Station is our hub into the dream, the city of dreams. Like, that is the way in. So for it to be at Penn Station, which is for us, the first time, you go into New York, it's via Penn Station. So I just keep thinking about how that was the location of the first time I ever even saw the city. And now our faces are there. That's crazy. I'm not gonna get to it. That's kind of crazy to think about. while we've been traveling.
London was a time, guys. London was just a time. Okay, we were in the streets.
Yes.
I went to the Standard. That was fun. We went to what is it called?
Shoreditch House. Everybody said it was the blackest Soho house, most fun Soho house in London, and y'all did not lie.
Let me tell you something. London got the best looking men that I've seen, and I said I'm gonna stand on it.
I'm gonna stand beside it.
I'm gonna stand on it.
It's top boys, isn't it?
Because they got some top boys in there that I really could not stop looking at. Like, it was very hard for me to keep it together.
And if you like dark skinned men, when I say it's a paradise, smooth skin everywhere. It's just chocolate, no pores, tall. And they sound just so classy and distinguished with their accent. They all talking around, running around, sounding like Idris and Damson. It's crazy.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. Actually a problem.
It's a big issue.
I will be back.
Of course, I know some. Yes, and of course, some of the London girls are gonna hit us and say they don't like us. I get it. I hear a lot of them are with white women. Totally understand. Before y'all even get in the DMs, but
it's an international epidemic.
I'm not saying I want to take them somewhere. I'm saying they just nice to look at. It's a good looking crew over there.
It's good.
They got the baddest ones so far. Any place I've been. They got them. They got them right there,
and they're so charming. It's just they're a little too charming for me. I had to get. I'm like get caught up here. I gotta get out. So they're so charming. They
sure did. They charmed this child. All right now.
Yep. They pursued, charmed.
They pursued and charmed. And, yeah, our WhatsApps were working that day. we were on WhatsApp. We had WhatsApp working overtime
while we were having a time with the London blokes, and doing work with Spotify. The news site, the celebrities. We're doing what they tend to do, which is too much or not enough.
Where do we start? Or not enough?
Should we start at too much or not enough?
We should start with not enough. Let's start not enough. Drake. Baby. And I've tried 23 songs. I tried and I worked hard at it.
I saw her do it. I saw her doing it in the car in London.
Oh my God, I worked so hard.
I never thought that the day I had a mic to talk about a Drake album, that it would be the one I don't like. I have never not liked a Drake album. Like, I've been maybe like, this one was better than the other. But I've always found at least a gang of songs that I can mess around with. You know what I mean? I would say maybe the first album and Scorpion were like the two ones where I'm like, meh. But for all the dogs, it's really just for the dogs. And maybe we should have just taken the title like more literally. It's like, hey, if you are not a dog, if you
sometimes I could be a dog.
And roof. But it's not even. Yeah. It's just it's too many songs. Let's just say that. Can we please bring back 12, 10 track albums? Like, I don't know who I gotta speak to. And even with Drake, his best albums, nothing was the same. So short. You know what I mean? If you're reading this, I don't know, but I feel like it was never nowhere near this many songs on the album. So I just feel like, for me, since So Far Gone, I feel like for millennials, a lot of us, Drake has just always represented us. Like, I feel like his lyrics resonate. I feel like, the come up was happening at the same time. The wins were starting to happen at the same time. Success was starting to happen at the same time. And even when he's like, situationships, drama, dating, like moody music, like all this, like, we was in it. We was all in the mess together. And I feel like he did it in a way that appealed to women, obviously, because for a long time, men were dogging him for making music only for us. And again, maybe that has something to do with where we are today, because I feel like this album has really, it's like, I feel like it's like when I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, I feel like I've mentally like surpassed it. Like, I feel like I'm just not, I feel like he's back somewhere and I'm not there anymore. And that makes me sad, because I would like him to join us in our mid-30s. Like, there's still ways to go about it. Like, I think you can still talk about dating and cuffing, like, and having a roster. And I get it. He's a famous rapper with a lot of women and a lot of drama. Fine. But I don't know. It just felt very like young boyish. Like, I don't know. What do you like? Did you feel that when you listened to it?
I think sometimes with artists, you have to meet artists where they are. Art is something that reflects the time or the moment that whatever they're in, and also reflects the times, as Simone would say. But if their times is in that era or in this moment of doing young shit and feeling youthful and doing all of that shit, and what youth looks like to you, because it looks different to me. It may not look the same. Real.
And you are absolutely correct. You've made 1,000 good points. The one thing about this album that I know, they never gonna be a point in my life where you're gonna convince me, Aubrey, that Rihanna ain't all that in the bed, because that's
what I mean. That's that boyish.
That was shit. Not only childish, it was a lot. You're just never gonna convince me, ever. I don't even know why you would want to. I don't even know why you fret like this.
It showed every color.
It did.
Every color.
It was so whack. I was like, so unattractive. Wow.
It was so telling of what type of nigga you are right now.
Because of what?
You're still stuck on me. You're still talking about, I've had 2 kids. I got 2 things. Got married, I don't know, kind of, whatever, to this nigga, A$AP Rocky. And you're still on my dick. That's crazy. Should be studied.
Speaking of notable celebrity pairings,
please.
I won't even say couple. I won't even say couples, because I don't want Jada Smith to come in and be like, actually, we don't. Just I don't subscribe to couple as a word. I don't like the fact that it starts with a C. I don't. For me and Will are more in legal ties,
partnership,
a partnership. Yes, yes.
But just what the fuck did Will do? Is my question. Will, God. What the fuck did you do, brother? What did you do? And I know him as he's a Libra.
Is Will a Libra? That makes a lot of sense.
I think so. Yeah. We can double check, but I'm pretty sure he's a Libra. The embarrassment. Is it a kink? What's going on?
Oh, because he is a Libra.
It's got to be a kink. Yeah, it's got to be a kink, because no Libra likes to be embarrassed. It's the most cringy. I will die first than be embarrassed. You mean to tell me that you gave Jada the okay to be like, you know what? Say what you need to say. And I get it. Say it. And he had his own book. He said what he needed to say.
I was about to say.
But he never, in that book, and you read it, Sylvia, so you could double check. Just fact check me. Did he ever say anything?
He talked about their marriage. Now, he didn't reveal that they had, I think the thing is, to me, that they've even sat down on the Red Table Talk and talked about how, after the whole August thing, about how they're in an entanglement, and it's like they're not really together. They basically were describing a separation without calling it a separation. So when Jada, who is on a memoir tour for like just to get the news peg out there, she is out here doing interviews because now it's her turn. I expected her to also tell their side of the story. I just didn't expect her side to be this, like, to Sky's point. Oh, damn, Will really put you through. I haven't read it yet. So, like, I mean, if her goal was to make me read it, she got it.
Let's not act. And since we're on the topic of family, let me make this very clear. Sorry, we're moving to the next thing.
No.
I better leave Georgia Smith alone because all this energy that you have for Georgia Smith, how come y'all not posting old photos of your mother and saying I miss her, or old photos of your aunts and say I miss when she used to look like this, or old photos of you and say I missed when I looked like this? Y'all have all this. You don't know what the fuck Georgia Smith is going through. You have no idea what anybody is going through. And when they gain weight, lose weight, we should have learned with Chadwick Boseman, but y'all refuse to fucking just leave people alone and let people evolve.
There are women and men who are at every stage of life, whether it's single, married, happy, in love, getting fucked all the time, never getting any. It's happening across the size range, across the board. So like it has, like, let's stop applying that to desirability. Like it's just not it. And Georgia is finer than a lot of us will ever be. So please leave that girl alone. Anyway, yes, no, you are the problem. And speaking of people who are the problem,
please.
A woman I can't defend is the young lady who filmed herself grubbing down on 48 oysters on a first date.
Yes. Okay.
I love oysters. I love an oyster. I have been known, I could, if I wanted to, could probably take down a dozen myself.
Right. Here's the thing.
48?
My only issue was you going on a date, you don't even like the nigga. You just going.
Yeah, that's what you said in the beginning. That was rule number one.
That's crazy. Okay?
Yeah.
But 48 oysters, I don't like oysters like that. I like the ones that Sylvia says, oh, you'll like them? Those oysters.
The charbroiled ones. She likes them cooked, not raw.
Yeah. But you eating 48 is crazy. And I know for a fact you wanted to stop. You just wanted to keep going.
Because that's the point. The fact that was your, let me keep it cute number. Like, I don't know, that's 4 dozen. They were piling each tray up. Like, if you wasn't going to be able to see, could you see him over all the trays? Did you notice when he left? Like, and then she was eating them so quick. And it was like the slurp. It was just none of it. It was all.
Yeah, but she was doing the over. She was doing the
over.
What was it? The voiceover.
The voiceover. But it was the way she was.
I don't like that.
No, but the way she was eating it, you could hear her. It's like each one. It's like ew. But it's just, yeah, girl. I'm not surprised he left. I can't defend. I cannot blame that young man, whoever he is or wherever he went. I think it's lame to skip out on the bill, but I also think it's lame. I think maybe it's the thing that y'all are equally lame. Like, you tried it.
I'm pretty sure too, though. I assume that she wasn't even really talking. Like, it wasn't really a date. It wasn't really, she's worried about getting the content for the oyster and whatever it is. So it wasn't even a real date. But another girl I have an issue with.
Eating oyster.
Another girl I have an issue with is the Cheesecake Factory girl, because that's what you're known for now. Okay? That's what I'm calling you. You don't got a name no more. Here's my thing. I don't know what it is, and I hope that it was a skit, because a lot of people need to be in theater the way that they're putting these skits on Twitter, TikTok.
On TikTok.
Baby.
Not the theater majors getting there.
For real. Please, get you a damn theater major, because y'all are working overtime. But we'll talk about it. I really think it's time that we have an honest conversation with each other about, dating, romance, and all of the above, because I think we haven't really tackled it yet on this program.
On this here program, we have not. And it's clear that as we enter cuffing season, and I just keep watching y'all act up on this clock app, that y'all have got to have a talking to about it. So the dating landscape is looking very ghetto, and let's just talk about it.
We have some new thoughts.
Some new thoughts.
October is running up out of here. It's got some place to be, baby, and it's officially cuffing season. I don't want to use cuffing season anymore because we are over 30 now. It's a wrap.
What should we call it? Do you have a new name in mind?
I don't know. We're dating, bitch. We trying to get out of the streets. And that's it. Okay, so we have to have a come to Jesus about dating. Cuffing season is no longer a thing for us. Let the 20-year-olds have it if they want it. I'm pretty sure they don't. They have something else to call it. But yeah, we got to talk about this dating thing.
Yeah, and just being romanced and loving romance. We are both hopeless romantics somehow by the grace of God. That characteristic is still holding on. I think. I think we're both that. Do you consider yourself a romantic? Yes, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
what?
I can tell by your face. I thought I was about to say you are.
It's a sickness.
It's a sick.
How romantic.
How much we are obsessed with romance. And when these dating, it just feels like a dying breed. I feel like an endangered species when it comes to like being all about romance and loving romance and kindness and just intentionality and just not doing shit like there's already so much people are doing for likes and clicks and shares and viral moments like in the workspace. I can't handle that moving in to dating. It's hard enough. And with all these stories coming up online and in the group chat, it's wild. So we want to share some thoughts on how some, not all, but at least we, as Black women in our early 30s, are navigating dating, romance, and all these things because we feel like y'all been getting some bad advice.
Obviously, because Ebony K. Williams going to talk about, I heard her on the grill telling, I guess, people younger than us.
She was talking to the girls in school, child.
She was talking about the girls coming out of college. Yeah, once you get that degree, get your Mrs. degree. If it's if you want to be married, go ahead and get that and make that a priority first at 21. When do you graduate school? 21?
22.
22?
Yeah.
Baby. And then all talking about the Black woman market value, how it goes down. This Kevin Samuels rhetoric that everybody loves to share and talk about because the older you get, the cheaper, I'm assuming, the less worthy you are.
Which is crazy, especially for Black women, because we only get finer. I am finer than I ever been. You understand? Like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to think it's like the older I get, the less it's going to be. Like, I just feel like the older we get, the better. You're getting a better version of me.
That's one thing I do want to talk to the girls about because this might feel maybe unrelated, but it's related. That even at my age, me ending my relationship, a lot of people said to me that's not best. That's not the best thing to do. You're 32 years old. Meaning, I need to stay in this and go through the rough time and the depression and the pain and all of that simply because I'm too old to get into another relationship.
Too old at 32 is crazy.
I'm too old at 32. I need to just power through and be unhappy. At least you're in a relationship, though. At least you're not in the streets. At least, you hear these stories about being in the streets and, how terrible they are and how the dating pool has pee in it. And let me be the first to tell you.
Has pee in it.
Let me be the first to tell you. I'd rather be there. And if you rather be there, then you need to be out of your relationship. Don't let these people like her or anybody force you to feel like you have to suffer in a relationship just to say that you are married or just to say that you are with someone. At least you have somebody.
Yeah. Because relationships can be ghetto too. Dating can be ghetto, relationships can
more
be
than ghetto. It's gonna have pee in it. Pee, shit, everything else is in it. And you are just waiting in the water simply because you want to say that you are in a relationship. And that's just not where I want to be right now. I don't think anybody should live in that reality.
No, especially not out of a fear that you're not going to get better, because that's usually what keeps people there. It's like, I have to be in this because I don't think it's a lack of belief that it could get better, that there could be somebody else better or more suited for you or that treats you better, that won't take too long. And sometimes it does take a little bit, but it's it's about trusting God's path for your life or whoever you believe in. It's like trusting the journey of your life, because to stay in something, and that's why I think our biggest beef with what Ebony was saying was that it was advice from a place of fear, out of a place of insecurity, where it's
out
like
of a place of desperation,
where it's like, because here I am at this point in my life, it's harder to get a man in your 40s, and I'm not 40. So I'm not gonna speak to the 40s girls. I am not gonna speak to the 40s people about their child. I'm not gonna pretend to know something I don't know. But what I am gonna say is that I know that no matter what's over there, I would pick it. I would pick it over being unhappily married or raising kids in a house that is not healthy.
So that my kids can see me in an unhappy relationship.
Absolutely not. Because the idea that, like, again, it's like, because that's romanticizing the other side of it, to say, you know, to the women who picked the men up in college when they were in abundance. And I won't lie, I will admit that there was definitely a moment where I was like, you know, it was easier to meet men in college just because we were all together. And then when you're in the city, you're spread out. But especially if you don't live in a big city. So I do get that there's a change of like, but it doesn't mean that you should then settle. Like, it's one thing, like Scottie said, if you find a good person and whatever, but
absolutely, they grow with you.
Yeah, but if you leave college without a partner, you shouldn't be like, oh shit, I'm screwed. Like, and you shouldn't only look for a man there because you don't want to be alone in your 40s. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not worth it. Your peace, like, we don't talk enough about valuing peace in your singlehood over chaos, like in your dating. Like, I've said versions of it before, but it's like, it's so much better to be alone and like come home to a house, even if you're just the only one in there, and it's peace and it's quiet and ain't nobody gonna bring you harm emotionally, like mentally, all of it. Like, it's just your space. Like, being able to be okay on your own is so important, because if you're not, you will make decisions out of desperation and stuff like that, and choose a chaotic life when you don't have to have one.
Woo. Well,
you don't have to have it.
This up. This podcast is over. We ain't got to say nothing else.
No,
make that the clip. Make that the billboard. Make that. I just need Sylvia.
No, because it's so important to enjoy, like, y'all. And so maybe it takes being in chaotic relationships to feel it for real, because we've both had those. But on the other side, when you like, I would like, of course, you would love to come. I would love to come home to somebody who makes me feel good, right? I'm not saying that that's not ultimately the goal, but I would much rather come home and to my own silence and my own whatever I want to fucking do than to come home to somebody on the other side of that who doesn't make me feel better. Who brings chaos, who brings jealousy, who brings financial issues, who brings trauma, who brings baggage, who brings a crazy ass baby mama. I don't know.
I just wish, like, I think somebody should have told me maybe before, when I was 20, that it will get harder to date, you know, around this time, because you've chosen a path, a specific path. And I'm okay with what I've chosen. I'm okay with me saying, okay, well, I have these dreams that I want to fulfill, and I have these things that I want to go after. But, you know, had like 30-year-old me come into play and say, girl, all right, here's the thing. We're going to do this. But just know, you know, there's some sacrifices that unfortunately, because of misogyny and everything else, that fucking just suffocates this world. That you will have to like put the relationship stuff on hold sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I didn't know that. And it started to show its face, of course, in certain relationships. I would get in relationships and I'd be like, I'd much rather be working. Or
I'm sorry, that's not what I thought you were going to say. I would much rather be at the office right now. You know how crazy that is? But no, but when you're driven, like in the newsroom, it's like the focus that's required to execute dreams. That's another episode. Somebody write that down.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
But this gets in the way of that. And so, yeah, but you're right. It does. But you know, the thing is, it's like, it's hard. The older you get, it's harder to date, but it's worth it. And I think that's the caveat. It's like they always talk about something, it's hard. But they don't talk about it's hard because you're not settling. It's hard because you're picking better people. And because you're picking better people, you're going to end up in better relationships. Since it is harder and it is being more choosy, let's talk about how we operate within that space. Because there's a lot of time where it's like, yeah, this and that, like on a philosophical version, but like execution. Coach Scottie B. When I tell y'all, my girl, if there's anybody that you need to have on your team when you in these streets, it is that bitch right there. Cause she knows the game. You know, like, what was it? Mitch and Painful. Nigga like me, I love the game.
Like me, I love the game.
That's Scottie. That's Scottie in dating, bro. She like, I live for this shit. I built. Look around.
I really enjoy dating.
Oh, that was funny.
I'm probably one of the only people that like just dating. It doesn't
not escalating. Not what it leads to. Just the game itself.
Dating. I like to date. I will say right now in the 30s, the climate, as far as the niggas are concerned, they're getting a bit more intentional. They got a lot of intention.
They're healing too. We told them to go to therapy, and some of them are listening.
Reading books. Of course, you know, every nigga now done bought the Bell Hooks book, so they are asking Bell Hooks questions. But
we told them to.
We did. I just not right now in this era with me, please. But I will say, like, I find a lot of fun. I've always found fun in dating. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter 20s, 30s. I've always thought it was a fun thing to do, to learn about somebody and really, you know, have fun with them, see what works, what doesn't work, if they catch your sense of humor, if they do, going to specific places that you might like but they don't really know about, or them putting you on to new spaces. All of that, big fan, huge fan. And also, I don't know that much about you. I know just enough.
There's still a fantasy. You know, Libras love a fantasy, a romanticizing. Right.
And that's my problem. That's why I'm I just would like to know the good stuff so that when I go home,
so I can take
it home with me. Good stuff. You go to your home.
You can leave my home.
We'll talk in a few days or tomorrow or whatever it is. There's no expectation. And I think a lot of what gives a lot of people anxiety, especially like me too, is expectation. What am I supposed to do after this first date? Mm-hmm. What am I supposed to do after the first 3 dates? Like, what are we supposed to do? Mm-hmm. And if I let go of the expectation, this is also not for the girls, again, that want to get in relationships.
No, I do. But I do think that there is something to this part that's important, even if you do want to get in a relationship, because I think what you're saying that's important is being present. You are present in it, and you're having a good time. And I don't think you can get successfully to one without the other. But the point is to do it whether you go which way. And so I get what you're saying. There may be girls who are choosing to just stay in the dating lane. But to the girls who do want to be in a relationship, I still do think it's important to not go into every dating situation like, I got to get married. This got to be my nigga. If
you want to get into this, I don't know if you want to talk about.
What's this?
Because I haven't done dating apps yet.
Oh, right? I was going to say, because where are you meeting these niggas? Well,
that's what I'm saying.
You be meeting them on the streets.
I haven't done dating apps. So, yes.
Yeah.
So I met one I'm a big between friend person. If we have friends mutually,
it's ideal.
Big fan. Like, that's actually all that I want.
But here's my question, because this is something that a nuance that you pointed out to me was I think is real, because some girls be like, I would like to not be on the dating apps. I want to meet people. I think most people want to meet people organically, like in the wild, but they're like, men don't approach me. Men don't come up to me. But you, as a few of our friends have talked to me about the subtle things you do to pull a man in. Maybe it's like a wave or a smile or a. I've never bought a man a drink, so
and
I'm
this
guessing.
is for the awkward girls. I'm also very awkward when it comes to shit like this.
No, same.
So do I look first and then like
smile,
like part the fingers? Am I?
You know what? Let's just remove the hand altogether, because it seems like it's caused you a lot of stress. Maybe just smile.
Like I don't know how.
Hey. I don't know.
Maybe it's on command too. You know, like it's on command, and I think that's my issue. If it's on command, then I have an issue. If I'm doing it on my own,
the hope is that then the guy will come over to you and take it from there.
Yeah, but from there. But I'm talking about you. What you do,
smile,
really matters in that moment.
Smile and look at the hottest you've ever done. Perk the titties up, be like, yeah, it was me. I don't know. I've never done it. I don't know. I'm trying to share tips for the girls who are like, y'all are scary, but what about those of us who are willing to make a move? I just wanted to throw something out there. And you know,
if you are willing to also make that move, I think you also know what your go-to like wave and smile is. You know, this is just for the awkward girls who may be thinking, okay, but after that, what am I supposed to do?
That's a good question.
Now, once he comes over, you're all good to go. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go. It's free now, but it's that little small moment of she's over there, and I think I'm in a rom-com all the time. So if she's over there,
yeah, if you have a glass, maybe raise your glass to them, be like, "Cheers, hope you enjoy."
Oh, that's cute. Like a little... See,
I had to think about it.
It's just a lot of stress. Okay, but for the girls who don't meet people outside,
yes,
right. And who go to the dating apps, because a lot of people are on dating apps. A lot.
Yeah, I dabble in Hinge. I've had a success story and I've had horror stories. I don't know which way to call it. I honestly don't know if I think they're any better. I think a lot of people be like, "Oh, just go on Hinge or whatever," as if it's just bursting with great options that you will be busy every week. And no, sometimes you just keep getting matched with men, or men keep sending you roses or hearts that are not your type, or who in multiple ways, whether it's physically or emotionally. Scottie has known, because she has looked through some of my Hinge likes. But yeah, no, the dating apps, I don't know. I want some men to get some help with what they're writing, because what was the one where somebody was like, "What is your?"
Don't worry, I got him. There was one that I was reading on my other friend's Hinge that said the question was the dorkiest thing about me, and he said that I'm a fun guy, researching fun guy,
and fun guy like FUNGI, like
yes,
the whatever, yeah. So
somebody, like, but you know what? You know what's crazy, Sylvia?
Somebody saw that and said, "The man of my dreams."
Thank you.
You're right.
Somebody seen it and said, just my motherfucking type.
I love mushrooms.
I too like to research.
Fun guy. I love a bad pun. And I like a pun. Don't get me wrong. I like a pun, but a fun guy researching fun guy. All right. So anyway, I just say this to say that the apps are not like this haven that people make them out to be. I know I have friends who have been, I haven't been back on for long. Like, listen, I was be honest, like my last relationship, met him on Hinge, first and only Hinge date, boom, bow.
See?
Success. I realize now why when we would say that, everybody was looking at me like we was crazy, because now I'm on Hinge and I'm like, it's not the same. It's not as quick and easy. It's like there's a lot of characters on there. I also think that it's like about, so I don't know. I think it's hit or miss the same way the streets are hit or miss. I think it's about, I think if you want to be at something, all hands on deck. You know what I mean? Be social outside, be on the apps inside, talk to your friends about if they got cute friends that they maybe want to hook you up with. Like, try it all, because I will say the reason why I think like I prefer when I said your thing was ideal, and why I too prefer to meet men or date men who know other people I know is because dating a complete stranger is very scary. Like, I think it's just very scary where it's like, there's nobody who can vouch for you. There's nobody who could tell me, like, whether you're like, how do I know that you're telling the truth about this? How do I know you don't murder girls on the side? Like, how do I know that, like, I just think that there was a lot, even in the person I met on Hinge, I feel like there's a lot where it was like, there's a lot that I have to learn and figure out and like verify, and that can get messy. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, it's just like you have to really take somebody at their word, and then you may find out that a lot of their word was just that. Versus like when you know they boys or you know they friends or hey, you know that they have friends that can be like, oh yeah, that's my nigga. Like, he's a good man. Or like, oh nah, right, he was a hoe, but he's reformed. Or, you know, that's probably not the right guy for you. Like, just whatever. Like a little bit. Also, that I just know that people know you. That way, in case you try to murder me, they go like, we got witnesses. Like, it's just too isolated, the stranger thing. And I think I was saying, Scottie, that's also what makes dating harder when you get older, because you're smarter in the sense of like your safety. Sometimes I think about decisions people be making, whether it's like one night stands or whatever of our youth.
The way that we were making the bad decisions in the 20s. When you had mentioned that to me, I was like, wow. When I was 20, I was wilding.
Yeah, because
bad things could happen.
Bad things can happen. Because it was like, yeah, we was out and somebody approached me and was like, yo, I'm trying to see you after this. And I was, and then, you know, it's like, oh, he's fine. Maybe I should see him after this. But also, I don't know this man. I'm not having him come back to my hotel. That's a risk.
And take it from a person who actually just paid for a lot, who has paid for a lot. It's no different. And I really wish, like, I guess men and women would stop throwing this shit around where they would be like, oh, you know, what if your man is down and out and, you know, you have to absolutely, we'll take care of that person. But I would hate, I don't know, I think it's crazy to think that, okay, your life would be much better and your man would be better to you because he has no money. You know what I'm saying? It's because he has no money. He's nice to you and he needs a place to rest and sleep. Your man is homeless.
Look, that was a plot line on Girls, wasn't it? That cracked me up. She was like, you don't have a home right
now? Like, why is that? So extreme things like that. But I have always, and that's just me, and that's something I need to work through also in therapy. But it's just, I don't look at money, like how much money they have. Mm-hmm. And maybe I should start introducing that, you know, with myself. But I don't, because I always go for the love. It's the love. It's us,
the character, the chemistry.
Yeah, but then I never get to see. What I never see is being taken advantage of. I think because I'm so in the I love. Oh, he needs it. Oh, then, you know, okay, he doesn't want to get it for himself. I'll get it for him. Things like that. Whatever he needs, the dude's needs that I'm dating, or I mean that I'm with. It's just, I'll do it. And I think that could get really muddy. I didn't really like what Tyler Perry said. I do think sometimes everybody gets really focused on the finances and not on the happiness, but there has to be
a balance,
a middle point.
Yeah.
A balance. Mm-hmm. And that's my only thing. I have to focus on the balance, because I'm so not about the money at all. I need to start, but clearly it's hard. It's easy to take advantage of me. Clearly at this point is what I'm saying about myself. So I don't subscribe to that at all. And as somebody who does make money,
no, somebody who does make money.
That's somebody who does make money. I do want to be taken care of, you know, and I don't think though. No, the girls are gonna kill me, but I think
tell you the
both
truth.
Of y'all need money.
Yes,
I also don't subscribe to also giving, and this is just maybe something's wrong with me, but I'm not giving a nigga the power to think that he could tell me what to do and how to do it simply because he has the money behind me or I live off of his money.
Men can
Just in
use
case
money
it
as
does get
control.
abusive,
Yeah.
just in case it gets a little too toxic, just in case anything like that happens. I understand we're not supposed to prepare for that, but just seeing how history goes, I would think everybody should have money to take care of themselves.
Yes. Depends.
And that's
yeah,
it.
I agree.
I'm not giving anybody the advantage. I'm sorry. There's never going to be a time where you think that you can control me because of the money that you make. That's not going to happen. Ever.
No,
and that's all I want my girlies to know. Sometimes I know we be looking for guys with the bags and they got the bags. Yeah, but they use that bag to control you so that you can do whatever the fuck they say do, even against your will or against the shit that the dignity that you did have.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want y'all to know I'm for it. The girls can do it as long as you can live through it. As long as you can take that and actually do. But just for me, I'm not giving nobody no power in that way. That's the only way I can take my power back. Shit.
Okay.
Like,
we
got enough going on as women.
Yeah.
As Black women. So this is the only power I got at this point. So why would I hand that over?
What, money? Dependence money as power?
Huh?
You said, why would you hand what over? Like, depending the money.
Why would I hand over that power? Where I would feel like, okay, I can take care of myself. If anything goes down.
Yes, I got you.
I need to make sure that I'm good. And that may be a trauma response. Get it. Understood. Because I constantly have fears of going broke. I do not want to be broke. It is not. I want to work until I see that there's no way that you could be broke. Like, I would love for my accountant to say that. There's just no way, Deanne. But that's not my reality right now.
That's it.
That's
real.
What about you?
I think it's good. I think the point is that there should be no hard rule about it. It should be about who it depends on the person. I think that's like what we're saying, where it's like there's men who may make less than you who just may be better about it. But I think a lot of it has to do more with money management than we talk about than how much money you have. You know what I mean? It's like you can make less than me and still manage it enough where you can take me out sometimes and I can take you out sometimes. And if we vibe at every other level, I'm not going to let the fact that I got to pay sometimes eliminate you from the game. You're less easily swayed by something a man can do for you when you can do it for yourself. It's so easy for people to impress you or sway you when they can treat you to things that you can't treat yourself to. And when you can do it for yourself, you're a bit more critical about who you're with.
And I just want the girls not to get too wrapped up, too tight in it. Because in real life, unfortunately for me, I will pick a dreamer. Okay, well, think about me.
Oh, pick the Michael Ealy character.
I'm gonna pick a Michael Ealy.
But pick a man with it. Like I said, that's why my thing on that's what I should say. On my, I wish, even though we say we won't share our thing, that's why I list things I want in a man. It doesn't say he has to have a certain job or there's not a certain number. It's that he has a talent that I believe in. Because it's I'm using my discretion. Also it's so you have a passion, something you're purpose about. Cool. I also have to feel like I have to believe that it's something, because here's the thing. Somebody can have a bomb job in this economy, get laid off. Now he broke. You still want him? You better. Is he talented enough at what he does? Whatever it is to get another job and another job. That's where I'm at with it. I need to believe. And that way when we're down, I don't feel bad about carrying it because I know we're going to be up again. The same way you believe that in me, that when I'm down, Sylvia going to get it together because we believe in each other's talent. So that's what I say. That's where I draw the line at.
Great. That's beautiful. That is A1. That is exactly what I do. Okay. And I'm going to take care of it.
Yes.
Because I know that you have a great talent or you have a great dream that we both believe in.
Yes, but believe that they can execute said dream. Not that they're just talented, but that they can execute it. And that's So yeah, speaking of things that we look for, Let's try this with some red flags.
All right.
So,
All right.
yeah. So, speaking of that being a red flag, what do you have any first date red flags that you recognize now in your wait? Do you have date? Do you have first date red flags that you recognize better now that you're in your 30s?
Niggas who talk about themselves a lot.
Yeah.
Niggas who talk about themselves a lot. I need to stop that immediately. Like, it needs to never go beyond a first date for me. I cannot stand it. But I couldn't stand it in 20. Men who like talk a lot. But if they talk about themselves for a total of like 30 minutes and there is no question,
Ooh.
like, what about you?
That's
Or,
crazy.
you know, tell me what your family dynamic is like. Like anything, then we have an issue. I need to not ever go on another date with you. I need to know that this is okay. Because I think sometimes, too, it could be a natural reaction out of anxiety to be like, I just know, I'm going to just talk about what I know and I know myself.
And anxious, yeah.
Right. And so I'm anxious. But if it continues throughout the day and you can't tell with facial expressions that I am not interested with this anymore. I have to stop. Also, my red flag about me is that also I will give somebody a second chance every time.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I do believe in giving always a second date. If unless something wild happens, like they eat 48 oysters at the table, or they'll get out of the car at the Cheesecake Factory or something crazy. Because I have a lot of friends who, even for me, a lot of exes where the first date and the second date miles apart. And if I hadn't given them that second date, I would have never gone on to have a great relationship. For some of my friends who are married, like, because people be nervous on the first date. But no, I think the problem is giving too many chances. Like, there's a second chance, and then there's like a lot of times people say I give too many chances. Like, they don't mean two. They mean like I give like 5 to 6 to 10.
Oh no. But that's one of them. What is the first date red flag for you?
That I recognize better now than before is I was sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, damn, that's hard. But I do think I pay attention to now, like, dang. I think it's like, for me, when we're having conversation, I realize that it's really vital. I think I pay more attention to like how compatible I feel like we are versus like me just trying to make you like me. And we spoke about that earlier. I think where it's like, I think, so if I'm talking to somebody and I'm realizing that like there's a lot of problematic feelings coming up about how they treat people outside of me. For example, like if they're not talking positively about any woman in their life, whether it be their mother, their sister, their exes, how people talk about their exes, I pay attention to, because if you just bashing somebody, like I don't think that's cute.
If you bashing somebody, it ain't over.
It ain't over. This feeling, but also it could be over, and you're lying about it. Like it just is like, also you would talk to me like I believe that how you talk about us is how you'll talk about me, and so my thing is like, now you gonna write a rap song about how I got bad pussy because I played you at the VMAs. Like I'm Rihanna. Like
that's
it's like that.
It's not over.
That's like
it's not over. It's not over because if she had the choice to take you back, you would go back because you are still upset about whatever the fuck just happened. That you're willing to go off about her to another woman.
Yeah.
You are not over it.
Yeah, and I think it's
not over.
It's about paying attention to how, like, yeah. And so I think the signs of how they talk about other women and how long they talk about other women, to your point, and like how in depth they go about it. Because there's one thing about asking somebody about why this things didn't work out, and then like them going deeply into it, to your point. But like, yeah, you're clearly not over that. That's the thing to know. But also like, I think even when I think about cultural things, like they can talk about like too much Tory Lanez, I'm like, you know what I mean? Or like, too much. It's like, ooh, you know, it's like, oh, you seem to only like be very into this like very toxic masculinity stuff. But I also think here's a better one, I think, too. It's like, and this can also lean into green flags at the same way, where it's like, how vulnerable is a man able to get with me?
Some green flags for me, laughter. If we can laugh, if we have a sense of humor that gets each other, I think I am good to go
It's a great
for the second date. I like compliments.
Words of
I like to give guys compliments.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like for you to give me a compliment. I love giving guys compliments. I think it's funny to see how they react when I give a compliment. So
it is cute, isn't
like
it?
that.
It's so cute.
It's cute because they don't know how to take shit like that.
Here we go. I got something, Scottie. So you're on this date. You're on this first date. He shows up with flowers. He takes you to Benihana's. He asks you all the questions in the world. He's engaging. He's fine as hell. I'm talking Michael Ealy fine. You understand? He's good with music. He's taking you to jazz after. He's all the green flags under the red. You understand? And then y'all get back to the house and he gives you the kiss of life at the door. Like, I mean, you know the kind I'm talking about. One of those first kisses that take your breath away. You let him hit? Or you sending him home?
Sending him home. I like tonight too much. No, go home. Or
why?
We can hang out. Because I like the day too much. I think emotionally I need a moment to really go through how great that was and be in that than doing
sex.
Is
it because you're afraid that sex, like, if you knew that the sex would enhance the night versus the fear that the sex will then ruin the night?
I much rather just next time we'll do it. I don't know. Maybe that's just how, I don't know. That's how I'm wired. I'm all for the girls fucking on the first date. Do get that correct. I'm for it. But with me, I'm not necessarily a big fan of doing that, especially first dates. I'm good. I like for us, the first date to be exactly how perfect it needs to be at the end of that kiss. Boom. All right. Goodbye. But you would fuck, is what you're saying.
No.
Everything was perfect.
No. I was asking. I don't know.
What would you do?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't have sex either. I think, but for me, I don't think it would be, because I think my reasoning is like, and maybe there's some alignment there, but for me, it's like, I like when things are good, I like to make them linger. I like to make them longer. Right. It's like, I want to then like I wanted to like the like beforehand to last longer. I don't want us to just like get into it right then and there. It's almost, maybe it's like for some people maybe consider like foreplay, but it's like you said, like I like to like an extended savor. Yes. I want to savor it, and so I want to go slowly, because it's like, like, and also because I think the more of that tension is built up, the more we do that. But when it happens, hopefully it'll be great. Yeah. You know, I actually don't think I've ever had sex after the first date. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't think when I think back, I don't think I've ever done that. No, I haven't.
I can't confirm or deny. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I have, probably, like, in my life. But
yeah, but I don't think I have a hard, fast rule. Like, you know how Joan was the 3-month rule. I think my rule used to be, I used to say that, like, especially because I was somebody who came into this like adulthood thinking I was going to wait till marriage for a certain point. And then when I got past that, I was like, I think I'm only going to have sex when I'm in love. Do you think it's important to have sex before you get in a relationship, so you know that that's on par?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please. I understand the girls. I get it. It's cute. And I don't know. I don't know the rhetoric. I don't even know why you would do that. But if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not. Yeah, that's crazy. Because
gotta make sure that we're compatible there before.
So compatible. We need to be like on the same page.
That's the other reason why I don't understand the waiting for marriage stuff. I've said that to people in the church. I've said it to my Christian counselor. I've been like, hey, I don't know if we got like maybe we got to revisit this rule because like, what if it's terrible? That's a risk. I don't think I'm not willing to take
the rest of my life.
my rest of my life.
Absolutely not. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Especially if it's just no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No.
Life is hard enough. Okay.
Please.
Relationships and marriage are hard enough when y'all are on par in that department. We ain't got to add problems to it. So yeah, I think that's our feelings on it. We don't really care about also, that's a red flag. If a man asks you your body count, how old are we?
He knows I know for a fact he lives with his mom. I know for a fact. As soon as he asks that question,
oh
no, you should just ask, do you live with your mom or does your mom live with you? Because that's usually what they'll say. No. My mom lived with me. This is your childhood house. You live with your mother.
Yeah.
So let's just please keep it cute. Everyone. Nobody should be talking about body counts.
That's the reason it's like, you want to make sure somebody's safe, but then that you don't need a number for that. You just need a little test. Okay.
So also let's talk about rosters.
Well, yes. What is a comfortable number? What is a comfortable number for you?
I am good with a 4.
4.
5 is ambitious. The ambitious number.
It requires a lot of energy.
Especially when you have a lot of things to do. But here's the thing, too. I need the girls to understand and a lot of the girls to know. Because I don't like the girls who constantly say, I don't know how you just so much energy that you get. Why are you giving niggas so much energy? Why are you just meeting niggas at where they are at? Instead of doing so much. I think a lot of women spend a lot of time focused on just one nigga, whether one nigga will text you, one nigga will call you, one nigga will do this or come and do that or think of you to do this or think of you to... No, like, if you want to date. Mm-hmm. But I think so many women put this, like, expectation, oh, that's just so much energy for me. No, I think you're just looking for an out because you don't have a roster. So get a roster.
What do you mean? Like, you mean like if they're like, oh, I gotta text 5 niggas every day, that's a lot for somebody.
But you don't have to text niggas every day. Who's making you text niggas every day?
Oh, you mean like, so if a man that you're dating texts you, you're saying don't respond, it's okay?
No, I'm saying do it at your own pace. Respond to people when you can respond to people. Like, that's what I'm saying with dating. It's like, it's just so much energy. It's just energy to text. It's energy to speak to if it takes so much energy to do that, then I would say drop that person because you're not that interested. You know what I'm saying? And there's people that I'm interested in a few guys or whatever, and I don't mind texting them. I don't mind calling them back or calling them or things like that. But I just feel like there's always an expectation. Even so, like one guy that I was like talking to, he was like, hey, you don't respond. You don't text enough. You don't yet because I've been jumping here to here to here to here.
Right.
Whatever. It's just not, he goes, that's just not for me.
Yeah,
Got it. And that's something I can't.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Nothing. You're right. Like I think it's a personality. Yeah, you change. You don't change.
And it just sometimes I think, saying like to the girls that do have a selection or are able to have a certain a roster, being like, oh, it's just too much energy for me, girl. I can't. I don't know how you do it. That's because you possibly aren't doing it right and don't know how to do it. But if you actually date more than one person and stop romanticizing that one person that you date and sit there and, you know what I'm saying, go through the motions of, does he like me? I hope he likes me. But you'll be able to have a few people that you like and that you're interested in, that you can speak to, that you can have a dialogue with. You can be able to say, okay, I like what this person does. Don't really like when this person does this. Like, you're able to see different types of people. That's the only way that you will be able to assess whether or not you like somebody for real.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as like, you don't have to spend so much energy on niggas that you just met. You don't.
Yeah. It's
Just
about
have fun.
Let's have fun.
Date, text, cheeky shit, joking, whatever. Whenever you do decide to go on the date or y'all decide to spend time with each other, make it about y'all. Be present in that moment, and that's it. Have fun with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be messy. This is messy shit. Niggas are messy, and so are bitch. Everybody's messy, but I would just say, like, make sure, make sure you're just having fun and be safe. Have fun, be safe, and think of yourself. Put yourself first in every situation. That's all. Prioritize yourself, even in sex, because a lot of people don't even do that. So, especially the girls, they just want the guys to get off and be able to give them this was amazing. Yes, but was it amazing to you? It's hard. So yes, have a good time. Just have a fucking good time and be present in these dates instead of thinking if this nigga is your husband. Please. I'm tired.
And on that note, let's go into before we let you go. Even though Scottie's given us several affirmations already.
So before we let you go, we always want to close with a few words of affirmation that held us together over the past week, because it's been a week. What you got for the people this week, Sylvia?
I want to just re-emphasize, because I feel like we gave so many affirmations, and I gave one that I meant to say for this, but it'd just be too good. I'd be wanting to give it up top. I saved one that I wanted to say for this. I said it up above when I was talking about this realization we had in London about how much we love our lives right now. And I knew we were doing this whole episode about dating and the fun of it and like romance and how much we love it. But I really just want to drive home to the single girls. Like, there's nothing that this part of your life can be romanticized too. Like, being single can be romanticized too if you let it. It can be a romantic, because it can be a romantic time. It can be the most romantic time if you let it, because you have the power to romance yourself. You have the power to romance your friends, and all of that. Like, we are on a vacation with our friends that has surpassed any vacation any man's ever taken me on. You know what I mean? So like, I'm saying to say that like, you do not have to wait to be in a relationship or to be married for your life to start or to do the things you want to do. Book the trip, go to that restaurant, go to that city you're saving, like, live. And the person will find you when it's supposed to happen. I do believe that. I just think that sometimes we want to stay busy in the middle. And I get that too, because it's fun and all of that. But my main thing is just, do not look at the single girl part of your life as like less than. She's not less than. She deserves all of you, because the only part of your life where you get all of you. There's no other part. So don't be so quick to shame this chapter, and don't let anybody else do it either. Because a lot of times,
so much fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It can be fun if you are present and you are not waiting or holding back or withholding certain things, like a treat for when you're down your person. Like, give it to yourself now. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm. I love that, Sylvia.
Thank you. How about you, friend?
For mine, it somewhat is like yours.
Okay.
Where it's not necessarily an affirmation, but I want the girls to have fun and not think fun just only exists in relationships, or what you can show TikTok, or what you can show Instagram, or what you can show whoever else that you think is watching you. Fun can exist with just you. Happiness and joy could just be opening the door of your apartment that you only live in. Like, there are moments that I romanticize, to Sylvia's point, that I'm sure anybody else would say, "The hell is wrong with you?" but I have so much fun doing it. And coming from a girl, and I hope like this reaches the girls, especially that are just getting out of relationships and think that the hell is coming, doom, it's all over from
all
here.
sadness and badness.
It's sadness and badness. It's not, especially if the breakup was overdue. It's not.
And with us, it usually is. It usually is.
And it's not. And there are things that I cannot wait for you to discover about yourself and love more about yourself and be able to give yourself more time to sit with yourself and enjoy those things about you or what you just enjoy about life. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not kidding. Romanticize whatever the fuck you want to romanticize, right? Not men, please. But I'm saying, like, as far as you is concerned, you could do that every time. Me traveling, I romanticize. Me walking into my apartment with my dog, I romanticize. I do think I'm on a rom-com at all times. Where's the man? Right. We don't know. But I am in a kind of a
You're
comedy.
Act 1.
It's not a romance.
Act 1.
It's not
not a comedy. So, it's a rom-com. It's a rom-com.
Yes, it's a rom-com. But I just would say, just stop making everything. I remember Danielle was on here and said, find a hobby, please.
Oh.
But find a hobby. Find something that you can do where you don't exhaust yourself with what the world is telling you to do, or exhaust yourself with what the expectations of human that you're supposed to be, or Black woman that you're supposed to be, or where you are supposed to be right now based on the age that you are. I think it's exhausting, it's a burden, and it's enough. So if you could just spend time with just being present and being happy with what you have right now, I think a lot more will come into place and also find their way to you. You know, desperation, I'm not a big fan of it. So I just want you, the only desperate I want you to be is desperate to be alone. Desperate to find
peace,
more things that you love about yourself. Desperate for peace. Desperate for those things. You know, I want the girls to please stop relying on men to make you happy. Please. So that's it. That's it. And so,
good one. That was
thank you guys. Thank you. In the meantime, make sure you keep up with the show online using the hashtag Scottie and Sylvia show.
Y'all don't care.
Y'all just gonna talk to us regardless.
You're gonna do what you want. You're gonna make the hashtag what you want to make it. That's what I've decided.
So, but instead, make sure you come back for more of the Scottie and Sylvia show, because we do
it all
for you, all the time, baby, whenever.